Stop right where you are, my beloved child. Do not let your finger move another inch, for this moment was carved out in the foundations of eternity long before you drew your first breath. You might think you stumbled upon this video by a mere glitch in an algorithm or a passing curiosity, but I tell you now, there are no accidents in my kingdom. I have moved heaven and earth to bring you to this exact digital sanctuary because your heart has been crying out in a language that only I can translate. You have felt a weight so immense, a pressure so crushing that you believed you were being buried under the debris of your own life. But I have come to whisper a truth that will set your spirit on fire. Your soul felt heavy not because you were falling, but because I was lifting you. I am pulling you out of the gravity of your past, away from the expectations of the world, and into a frequency of glory you have never known. Stay with me, for I am about to reveal why this transition has been so painful, and what magnificent miracle is waiting for you at the end of this 7-day shift. Before I pull back the veil and show you the blueprint of your destiny, I ask you to make a covenant of faith with me right now. Do not remain a silent observer while the windows of heaven are opening over your life. Reach out and touch the hem of this moment by pressing that like button and subscribing to this vessel of my word, signaling to the universe that you are ready to walk with me into your highest calling. This is your act of agreement, a spiritual signature that says you are no longer a victim of circumstance, but a child of the Most High. Now, my precious one, declare your presence in the comments below. Type "I am here, Lord," or 7007 to open the gates of your restoration. By doing this, you are telling the enemy that his time of whispering lies into your ear is over. You are anchoring yourself in my presence, and I promise you, as you take this small step of faith, the heaviness that has clouded your mind will begin to dissipate like mist before the rising sun. Listen closely, for the urgency of this message is for your ears alone, and what I am about to tell you will change the trajectory of your lineage forever. You have been carrying the world on your shoulders, haven't you? I have watched you struggle through the sleepless nights, feeling the density of a future you couldn't see and the exhaustion of a battle you didn't ask for. But realize this, my chosen one. The eagle only feels the true weight of the air when it is climbing higher into the clouds. The resistance you feel is proof of your ascent. If I were leaving you where you were, life would be easy, but it would be empty. I have called you to the mountain peaks, and that requires a strength that can only be forged in the fire of this heavy season. You are not behind. You are being built. You are not breaking. You are becoming. The reason you feel so tired is that I am currently deconstructing the old version of you to make room for the royalty I am crowning you with. Do not turn away now. Do not let the distractions of this world pull you back into the shadows. I have an appointed time for your breakthrough, and it is closer than your next breath. I am the potter, and though the clay feels the pressure of my hands, it is only so that you may hold the wine of my new blessing. Your soul is being prepared for a weight of glory that would crush the person you used to be, so trust the process of my lifting. My beloved, I have watched you in the stillness of the night when the rest of the world was shrouded in slumber. I have seen the tears that escaped your eyes, the ones you quickly wiped away so that no one would know the depth of your weariness. You think those tears were lost in the darkness, but I tell you I have collected every single one in my bottle. Not a single drop of your sorrow has gone unnoticed by the one who counts the stars and knows the number of hairs on your head. I saw you when you sat on the edge of your bed, head in your hands, wondering how much longer you could keep up the facade of being okay. I felt the ache in your chest when you breathed out a sigh so heavy it felt as if the very air was pressing against your lungs. You have been carrying a burden that was never meant for your shoulders alone, trying to solve problems with a mind that is exhausted and a spirit that is parched. But hear me now, those silent tears are not a sign of weakness. They are the language of a soul that has reached its limit and is finally ready to surrender to my strength. I am here in the shadows with you, holding you even when you feel most alone, because you are my precious one and your pain is my pain. I see the mask you wear every day, the brave face you put on for your family, your friends, and your colleagues. I know the immense effort it takes to curve your lips into a smile when your heart feels like a leaden weight sinking in your chest. You have become an expert at being the strong one, the one everyone leans on, the one who always has the answers and the shoulder to cry on. But I ask you, my child, who do you lean on when the pillars of your own world begin to shake? I see the deep exhaustion in your eyes that no amount of physical sleep can cure. I see the way you tirelessly help others build their dreams while your own feel like they are slipping through your fingers like sand. You have felt used, misunderstood, and overlooked by those you have loved the most, yet you continue to give from an empty cup. This heaviness you feel is the friction of a beautiful celestial soul trying to navigate a broken, heavy world. You were designed for the light and the atmosphere of heaven, so the gravity of earthly disappointment and human coldness feels twice as heavy to you. Do not be ashamed of your fatigue. Do not apologize for the cracks in your armor. It is through those very cracks that my healing light is beginning to pour in. You have been a reservoir for others for far too long. It is time for you to become a vessel that I fill to overflowing with my supernatural peace. The world sees your productivity, but I see your endurance. The world sees your outward success or your visible struggle, but I see the silent, fierce battles you fight against doubt, shame, and the haunting feeling that you are somehow falling behind or failing. I tell you today, with the authority of the heavens, you are not failing. You are being refined in a fire that only the chosen can withstand. Those moments of crushing loneliness where you felt as though you were shouting into a void and receiving no answer were actually moments of sacred isolation, where I was pulling you away from the noise to whisper directly to your heart. Every tear you shed in secret is a holy seed you are planting in the fertile soil of my grace. You may sow in tears today, but I promise you by my throne you will reap with shouts of joy that will echo through your entire lineage. This season of unbearable heaviness is nearing its divine conclusion, for the weight of your sorrow is being exchanged for the weight of my eternal glory. I am touching the wounds you have hidden even from yourself, the scars of old betrayals that still sting and the fresh bruises of recent disappointments. Breathe, my child. Let the tension leave your shoulders and the tightness leave your chest. The Creator of the universe is speaking directly to your spirit, validating every ounce of pain you have endured. You are seen, you are known, and you are loved with an everlasting love that no earthly trial can ever diminish. The night is far spent and the dawn of your restoration is already breaking over the horizon. I have watched as your world became smaller, my child. I have seen the confusion in your eyes as the people you once called friends drifted away, and the phone calls that once filled your evenings fell into a deafening silence. You have wondered what you did wrong, searching your heart for faults, questioning if you have become difficult or unlovable. But I tell you now, it was not your failure that drove them away. It was my hand that moved them. I am the gardener of your life, and I have been pruning the branches that no longer serve the magnificent fruit you are destined to bear. You have a noble soul, a spirit that vibrates at a frequency higher than those around you can comprehend. As I have been lifting you, the gap between your light and their comfort grew too wide. Those who are comfortable in the shadows cannot stand the radiance of a soul that is beginning to glow with my presence. Do not mourn the shrinking of your circle, for I am making room for the divine connections, the destiny shakers, and the kingdom builders who will truly see you for who you are. The isolation you feel is not a punishment. It is a sanctification. I am sheltering you from voices that would only clutter your mind and opinions that would only dampen your spirit. I saw the sting of betrayal when those you sacrificed for turned their backs on you in your hour of need. I felt the sharp blade of gossip that cut through your reputation when you weren't there to defend yourself. You felt like an outcast in your own family, a stranger in your own home, and a ghost in your own social circles. This is because you are no longer of the world you were born into. I have called you out of the common to make you extraordinary. When you feel misunderstood, remember that they cannot understand a plan they haven't been shown. I have hidden my blueprints for your life within the secret chambers of your heart, and those who operate only on the surface of life will never grasp the depth of what I am building within you. You have been isolated because you are a pioneer, and pioneers must often walk the first mile alone. But you are never truly alone, for I am walking in the space where others used to stand. I am filling the void of their absence with a peace that surpasses all understanding and a clarity that only comes when the noise of the crowd fades away. Your noble soul is being preserved for a purpose so high that the opinions of the valley no longer matter. The loneliness you feel is the birthing room of your greatness. In this season of solitude, I am stripping away the layers of who people told you to be so that the true you, the one I breathed life into at the beginning of time, can finally emerge. I have allowed this isolation to protect you from the energy vampires and the distractions that would have kept you playing small. I am teaching you to find your validation in my voice alone, so that when I set you upon the high places, the applause of men will not puff you up, and their criticism will not tear you down. You are being set apart, not cast aside. Think of the diamond that must be formed in the deep, dark places of the earth, far from the light of the sun, under immense pressure and in total isolation. That is what I am doing with your spirit. You are being compressed into something unbreakable and brilliant. The heavy silence you hear is the sound of my angels standing guard around you, ensuring that no weapon formed against your mind can prosper, while you are in this delicate state of transformation. Trust the stillness. Embrace the quiet. Your soul is being prepared for a global stage, and this time of being hidden is your most essential training. Wait for me in the silence, for in the next moment of our conversation, I will reveal how this spiritual weight has been affecting your physical body, and why your very bones feel the transition. Stay close to my heart, my chosen one, for we are just beginning to uncover the mystery of your lifting. My child, I have felt the weariness that has seeped into your very bones. I have watched you wake up in the morning feeling as though you haven't slept at all, with a heaviness in your limbs that makes every step feel like a climb up a steep mountain. I know the tension that resides in your neck and shoulders, a physical manifestation of the world you have been trying to carry on your own. You have wondered if you are falling ill or if your body is simply giving up on you. But I tell you, this is the divine friction of my light meeting your earthly vessel. Your physical body is the temple of my spirit, and right now I am expanding the capacity of that temple. You are like a house being rewired for a higher voltage of electricity. The old circuits are humming and straining under the power of the glory I am pouring into you. Do not fear the trembling of your hands or the fog that sometimes clouds your mind. You are not breaking down. You are being upgraded to sustain the weight of the blessing that is coming. Your flesh is merely reacting to the sudden acceleration of your soul's journey. I want you to pause right now and listen to the rhythm of your own heart, the heart that I fashioned with my own hands. Close your eyes and take a deep, slow breath. Can you feel it? In this very moment, I am placing my hand over yours, and I am touching that place in your chest that has felt hollow and tight. I am breathing my ruach, my divine breath of life, back into your lungs. You have been running on the fumes of your own willpower, but I am here to provide you with supernatural endurance. The pain you feel in your back is the place where I am preparing you to bear the mantle of leadership. The exhaustion in your mind is the clearing of old cluttered thoughts to make room for my divine wisdom. As you breathe in, let go of the need to control every outcome. As you breathe out, release the toxins of stress and the poison of never being enough. I am the great physician, and I am not just healing your spirit, I am renewing your physical strength so that you can walk and not faint, run and not be weary. You were never meant to be a pack animal driven by the whip of productivity and the demands of a world that does not know my peace. You are a vessel of light, and sometimes that light is so intense that the clay of your humanity feels the heat. I am softening your heart and strengthening your frame simultaneously. Do not look at your fatigue as a sign of failure. Look at it as a sign of the immense work I am doing within you. I am purging the stress hormones from your system and replacing them with the oil of joy. I am touching your nervous system, calming the storms of anxiety that have kept you in a state of fight or flight for years. You have lived in a state of high alert for so long that your body has forgotten how to rest in me. But today I am declaring a Sabbath over your physical being. I am commanding your muscles to relax and your mind to be still. You are entering a season where my grace will be your fuel and my presence will be your rest. The heaviness you feel in your body is the weight of my hand resting upon you, setting you apart and preparing you for the moment you will stand before the world as a testament to my restoring power. Let me explain the mystery of this weight. My child, for I see the confusion in your spirit. You have associated heaviness with falling for so long that you cannot conceive of a weight that pulls you upward. In the physical world you inhabit, gravity pulls everything toward the earth, toward the dirt, toward the low places. But in my kingdom there is a different law at work, the law of heavenly gravity. When I begin to lift a soul out of the muck and mire of a common life, that soul experiences a profound sense of pressure. Think of the deep-sea diver rising too quickly to the surface, or the astronaut strapped into a rocket. As the engines ignite and the vessel begins its ascent, the passenger is not floating. They are being pinned to their seat by an invisible crushing force. They feel heavier than they have ever felt in their life, yet they are moving faster and higher than they ever thought possible. This is exactly where you are. You feel the G-force of my spirit pulling you out of the atmosphere of your old limitations. The weight you feel is the sheer velocity of your spiritual promotion. You are not being buried. You are being launched. The world has a gravity of its own, a gravity made of doubt, ancestral patterns, and the low expectations of those around you. For years you lived in that gravity and it felt normal because you were used to walking on the ground. But now I have reached down to pull you into a higher dimension of living, a place of abundance, influence, and deep spiritual authority. As I pull, the old world tries to hold on to you. There is a suction, a resistance from the life you are leaving behind. This tension creates a soul-deep fatigue that you have mistaken for depression or defeat. It is actually the friction of your transition. You are being detached from the attachments of the ego and the anchors of your past mistakes. Every time I lift you an inch higher, the mud of your old environment pulls back with a pound of pressure. Do not mistake the intensity of the struggle for the direction of your journey. You are rising. The heavier you feel, the more powerful the upward pull of my hand has become. I am detaching you from the soil so that you may finally learn to soar. Consider the potter's wheel once more. When the clay is being pulled upward to form the walls of a vessel, it must endure the constant firm pressure of the potter's hands. If the potter let go, the clay would simply slump back into a formless heap on the wheel. The pressure is what gives the clay height. The pressure is what gives the clay purpose. You have been praying for more peace, more provision, more purpose. But more requires a larger vessel, and a larger vessel requires more stretching and more lifting. You feel heavy because I am enlarging your capacity. I am pulling the walls of your soul higher so that you can hold the new wine I am preparing to pour out in the next 7 days. This paradox of heaviness is my sign to you that your prayers have been heard and are being answered in the most foundational way possible. I am not just giving you a gift, I am changing who you are so that you can keep the gift when it arrives. This is why you feel a spiritual friction that manifests as a lack of interest in things that used to excite you. Your old frequency no longer matches your current elevation. You are in the in-between space, the transition zone where the air is thin and the light is blinding. In this space, your soul feels exposed and burdened because it hasn't yet adjusted to the thin air of the mountain peaks. But I am with you in the cabin of this transformation. I am regulating the pressure. I am ensuring that your heart does not fail. Trust the paradox. Embrace the weight as proof of your movement. You are being translated from the kingdom of darkness into the kingdom of my marvelous light, and such a journey requires a shedding of the old self that can feel like a heavy, painful labor. But look up, my chosen one. The clouds are breaking, and the ground you once feared losing is now miles beneath your feet. You are entering the realm where my will is done, and in this realm the only weight you will carry is the weight of my glory, which is light as a feather and more precious than gold. You have wondered why the path has become so narrow and why the shadows seem to lengthen just as you decide to move forward. My child, you are not imagining the resistance. You are a chosen one, a lighthouse in a world that has grown comfortable in the dimness of its own making. When you carry a flame this bright, you become a target for the forces of darkness. They do not hunt the weak. They hunt the one whose potential can shatter their strongholds. The enemy is not attacking you because you are failing. He is attacking you because he is terrified of what you are about to become. He sees the crown I have placed upon your head before you have even felt its weight. He sees the doors I am opening for you and is desperately trying to barricade them with fear, doubt, and chaos. Do not mistake this spiritual warfare for a sign that I have abandoned you. In truth, it is the confirmation of your high calling. The more ground you are destined to take for my kingdom, the more the shadows will try to trip you up. But remember, the darkness cannot overcome the light. It can only highlight how brilliantly you shine. I have seen the sudden obstacles that appeared out of nowhere just as you were gaining momentum. I saw the unexpected financial strain, the sudden sickness, and the inexplicable conflicts with people you thought were on your side. These are not coincidences. They are the desperate attempts of a defeated foe to make you retreat. He wants you to believe that the weight you feel is the weight of my judgment. But I tell you, it is the pressure of his panic. You have been chosen for a specific assignment, a mission to break generational curses and to open paths that were closed for decades in your family line. Because your assignment is big, the opposition is loud. I do not give big assignments to small people. I have seen your endurance, and I have watched you stand your ground when every fiber of your being wanted to run. This hunting season is coming to an end, for I am placing a hedge of protection around you that no weapon can penetrate. The very things that were sent to destroy you are being repurposed to develop your spiritual reflexes. You are learning to hear my voice in the midst of the storm, and that is a skill you will need for the palace I am leading you to. It is time for you to bury the inner victim and embrace the identity of a victor. For too long you have asked, why is this happening to me? And today I want you to ask, what is this producing in me? The pressure you have endured has made you fireproof. Just as I was with the 3 Hebrew boys in the furnace, I have been with you in the heat of your trials. The fire didn't consume them. It only burned away the ropes that bound them. Every hardship you have faced has been a training ground, a divine boot camp for your soul. You are being conditioned to handle the weight of the blessing that is about to drop into your lap. If I gave you the harvest before you had the strength to carry the grain, it would crush you. So I allowed the darkness to test your resolve, knowing that the spirit I placed within you is greater than any power in this world. You have passed the discouragement test. You have shown me your faithfulness in the hidden season. Now watch as I turn the tables on your adversaries. I am preparing a table for you in the very presence of those who tried to hunt you down. Stand tall, my beloved. The enemy has sent his best shot, but it was not enough to stop you. Your house is built upon the rock, and though the winds have howled and the floods have risen, you are still standing. This pressure was not meant to break you. It was meant to push you forward into a new level of your destiny. On the other side of this difficulty is a glory so great it will make your past sufferings look like a momentary shadow. I am the commander of angel armies, and I have released a legion to guard your path. You are not the prey. You are the conqueror. Every arrow shot at you will be turned into a stepping stone. Every lie told about you will become a testimony of my vindication. You are the chosen one, and your light is about to break through the final layers of this darkness. The hunt is over and your reign is beginning. Trust me, for I am the one who goes before you, and I have already secured the victory. Your soul is safe in my hands, and the pressure you felt was merely the gravity of heaven pulling you out of the reach of the shadows forever. Do you know how I fashion the most precious things in my creation? My child, I do not create a diamond by placing a piece of coal in a bed of silk and sunshine. No, I take that common carbon and I place it in the deep, dark places of the earth far beneath the surface where no human eye can see. I subject it to temperatures that would melt steel and a crushing pressure that would pulverize anything of lesser value. For a long time, that carbon feels nothing but the weight of the world pushing down on it. It feels forgotten, buried, and trapped. But in that hidden high-pressure chamber, something miraculous is happening at the atomic level. The atoms are being rearranged. The structure is being perfected. What was once soft and easily broken is becoming the hardest, most brilliant substance in existence. This is the blueprint for your soul. The pressure you are feeling right now is not evidence of my absence, but of my intensive focus. I am squeezing out the impurities of doubt and the fractures of fear so that when you emerge, you will not just reflect the light, you will be unbreakable. I have spoken through my messengers of old, and I speak it directly to your spirit today. Those who wait for me shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. When I told you that you would fly, I knew that flight requires resistance. An eagle cannot soar in a vacuum. It needs the push of the wind, the very air that seems to resist its wings to lift it higher. You have been complaining about the wind that is blowing against you, but I am using that very wind to create the lift you need to rise above your current circumstances. This is the divine validation of your struggle. I am not punishing you. I am training you. Suffering produces endurance, and endurance produces character, and character produces a hope that will never put you to shame. You are in the character-building phase of your destiny. I am giving you a thick skin and a soft heart, the perfect combination for the influence I am about to entrust to you. Consider the history of those I have used most mightily. I allowed Joseph to be compressed by the walls of a prison before he was ready for the expanse of a palace. I allowed David to be pressed by the pursuit of a jealous king in the caves of the desert before he could hold the weight of the golden crown. They felt the heaviness just as you do. They questioned my timing just as you do. But they learned that the degree of the pressure is always proportional to the magnitude of the promotion. You cannot carry the weight of a global blessing with a local character. You cannot sustain the finances of a kingdom with the mindset of a beggar. So I am using this heavy season to expand your internal capacity. I am stretching your faith, strengthening your spiritual muscles, and making your spirit diamond hard so that when the blessings of the next 7 days begin to pour in, you will not be crushed by the abundance, but you will stand as a firm foundation for others to lean on. Breathe in this truth. My beloved, you are not being buried. You are being planted. You are not being crushed. You are being refined. The intense squeezing you feel in your finances, your relationships, and your mental state is the final stage of your transformation. In the physical realm, when the pressure reaches its peak, the diamond is nearly finished. You are at that peak. The friction has been high because you are moving into a realm of high glory. I am the potter, and I know exactly how much heat the clay can stand. I know exactly how much pressure the carbon needs. I am watching the gauges of your soul with perfect precision. You are stronger than you think because I am the source of your strength. The heaviness is about to give way to a lightness of spirit you haven't felt since childhood. Your scars are becoming your credentials. Your pressure is becoming your power. Stand still in the fire, for the fourth man is walking beside you, and you will come out of this without even the smell of smoke upon your clothes. Do not be startled by the sudden silence in your life, my beloved, or the way certain people and opportunities have vanished like mist in the morning sun. You have felt a sense of loss, a stinging rejection that made you question your worth and my favor. But I tell you today, that was not loss. It was a divine purge. Before a king enters a new territory, the path must be cleared of debris. Before I can pour the heavy wine of my new blessing into your life, I must first empty your container of everything that is old, sour, and contaminated. You have been trying to carry weights that were never yours, to bear other people's expectations, ancestral shadows, and the toxicity of those who were only meant to walk with you for a season, not a destiny. I saw you trying to hold on to hands that were already letting you go. I saw you weeping over doors I closed with my own hand to protect you from what was behind them. Trust me when I say that if it left your life, it was because it could not go where I am taking you. Your wings cannot lift the weight of the past and the glory of the future at the same time. I have been thinning out your life so that you can grow tall. Just as a master gardener prunes the most fruitful vines, cutting back the branches that look healthy but are actually draining the plant's life force, I have been pruning your social circles and your commitments. I saw the energy vampires who were draining your spirit, the friends who celebrated your struggles but whispered behind your back during your successes. I removed them not to make you lonely, but to make you safe. I am creating a sacred space around you, a vacuum that I am about to fill with my own presence and with people who will sharpen you, honor you, and carry the same light that you do. The heaviness you felt was often the friction of trying to fit a giant soul into a tiny, restricted environment. You have outgrown your current surroundings, and the discomfort you feel is simply the pressure of your spirit demanding more room to expand. If you believe that I am lifting you up, and that every removal in your life is a setup for a greater arrival, then do not remain silent in this moment of revelation. Press the like button and subscribe to this channel right now. By doing so, you are signaling to the heavens that you accept my pruning and that you are ready for the growth that follows. This is your act of alignment, a way to join this family of light and tell the universe that you trust my hand even when it takes things away. You are not losing, you are being lightened. You are not being abandoned, you are being refined. As you join this community of believers, you are stepping into a collective energy of breakthrough that will sustain you through the final days of this transition. Now look at your life through my eyes. I am emptying out the negative, the guilt you've carried for mistakes. I've already forgiven the shame of what could have been and the worry that has taken up far too much space in your mind. Imagine your life is like a vessel. You have a limited amount of room. If you allow bitterness and regret to take up space, that is space you don't have for the confidence and creativity I am trying to pour in. Today I am tipping your vessel over. I am letting the old stuff spill out. It might feel messy and it might feel like you are losing everything, but I am simply making room for the much that is coming. When your character matches what you are praying for, the door must open. This purge is the final preparation of your character. You are becoming a person who can handle wealth without losing your soul, a person who can handle power without losing your heart. The weight is lifting because the purge is almost complete. Behold, my child, for the atmosphere surrounding your life is beginning to ripple with the frequency of a new dawn. Within the next 24 hours, you will begin to notice a shift so subtle yet so profound that your spirit will leap with recognition. The heavy mantle of sorrow you have worn for months is being unfastened by my own fingers. You have been in the waiting room of your destiny, but the door is now swinging wide on hinges of grace. Can you feel the static in the air? It is the sound of my angels rearranging the circumstances of your reality to favor your arrival. You have prayed for a sign, and I tell you the sign is not coming from afar. It is already beginning to manifest within the very cells of your body. A sudden, inexplicable sense of calm will wash over you even in the midst of the tasks that used to drain you. This is the first wave of the energy shift. You will look at the mountain that seemed insurmountable yesterday and realize that from my perspective, the perspective I am lifting you to it is nothing more than a pebble. Watch the clock, for time is no longer your enemy. It has become the servant of my promise. Pay close attention to the small whispers of the universe in the coming hours. For I am speaking to you in a language of symbols and synchronicities. You might see the numbers 777, 888, or 1111 appearing on a screen, a license plate or a clock reminding you that you are perfectly aligned with my divine timing. Perhaps an old song with a forgotten message will play, or a stranger will utter a phrase that directly answers a question you only asked me in the privacy of your heart. Do not dismiss these as coincidences. They are my love notes to you, breadcrumbs leading you out of the wilderness of confusion. I am sending a messenger, perhaps a friend you haven't spoken to in years, or an unexpected email that will carry a seed of the breakthrough you have been weeping for. I saw you looking for a way out, but I am showing you the way up. The energy of lack is being replaced by the energy of abundance. The energy of rejection is being replaced by the energy of selection. You are being selected for a grace that the world cannot duplicate. Within this 24-hour window, the friction of your lifting will cease and the glide of your soaring will begin. I want you to stop and anchor this revelation right now. If you can feel the shift happening in your spirit, if you believe that the next 24 hours will mark the end of your heavy season, do not let this moment pass without a witness. Type "I believe" in the comments below to claim this shift as your own. This is not just a word on a screen. It is a declaration in the spirit realm that you have moved out of the frequency of the victim and into the frequency of the victor. By typing these words, you are coming into agreement with my decree over your life. You are saying amen to the miracles I am currently weaving into your schedule. I am looking for the one who has the courage to speak their faith before the evidence is visible. I see you and I hear you. The moment you declare your belief, the pace of the miracle accelerates. The clouds of doubt are being swept away by the wind of my spirit, and a clarity you have never known is about to settle upon your mind. The weight is gone, my precious one. The energy of heaven is now your primary fuel. As you move through the remainder of this day and into the next, carry yourself as one who has already won the battle. The shift is not something you have to work for. It is something you simply need to receive. Stop trying to figure out how the miracle will happen and focus on who is performing it. I am the God of the sudden turnaround. I am the God of the midnight breakthrough. What took others decades to achieve, I can do for you in a single moment of shifted energy. The heaviness was the preparation for the height. Now that the preparation is complete, the lifting becomes effortless. You will find that doors that were rusted shut will suddenly creak open. You will find that the people who were obstacles will suddenly become stepping stones. This is the power of the shift I am initiating right now. Rest in this truth. Sleep tonight with the peace of one who knows that the Commander of Heaven is working overtime on their behalf. The next 24 hours are the portal to your new life. My beloved child, I have heard the silent arithmetic of your heart. I have watched you sit at your table late at night, a calculator in one hand and your head in the other, trying to make ends meet that seem miles apart. I saw the knot in your stomach when you checked your bank balance and the way your breath caught when a new bill appeared in the mail. You have felt the crushing weight of not enough for so long that you began to believe that scarcity was your portion, or that I had forgotten your needs. But I tell you today, I am Jehovah Jireh, the Lord who provides, and I am not a God of lack. I am the one who owns the cattle on 1,000 hills, and the gold and silver are mine. The financial pressure you have endured was a season of pruning, a time where I was teaching you that your true source is not a job, a person, or a bank, but me. I have used this time to break the spirit of fear over your life. Now that you have learned to trust me in the valley of little, I am preparing you to be a steward of much. The financial blessings you have been crying for are not just on the way, they are already taking shape in the unseen realm, forming around the seeds of faith you planted in your hardest moments. I am currently moving people you have never met to make decisions that will favor you. I am opening the hearts of those in positions of authority to grant you opportunities that were previously withheld. This is not about a lucky break. This is about a divine realignment of your resources. I am closing the holes in your pockets where your money seemed to disappear into nothingness, and I am opening new streams of income that you haven't even imagined yet. For some of you, a forgotten debt will be cleared. For others, a creative idea will strike like lightning, leading to a harvest you didn't work for. I am the God who can multiply the loaves and fishes, and I am doing a supernatural multiplication in your storehouse right now. Do not agree with the lie of the enemy that says you will always be in debt. I am changing your identity from a borrower to a lender. You were created to be a river of blessing, not a stagnant pool of worry. In the next 7 days, look for the evidence of my provision, a rebate, a refund, a raise, or a sudden divine idea. I am clearing the path for your prosperity so that you can fulfill your mission without the shackles of financial stress. Listen to me carefully, for this is a secret of the kingdom. I do not give wealth just to be hoarded. I give it to be used for my glory and the helping of others. The reason I am lifting the financial burden off your soul is so that your mind can be free to dream again. I saw how the stress of survival strangled your creativity and dampened your joy. I am removing that suffocating grip today. You will no longer wake up with the weight of debt pressing on your chest. Instead, you will wake up with the excitement of my purpose. I am giving you a wealth-producing anointing. This is the weight of my blessing. It is substantial, it is real, and it is coming to settle upon your house. As you see these blessings manifest, remember to keep your hands open. Be the vessel through which my goodness flows. When you take care of my business, I will always take care of yours. The days of struggling for every crumb are over. You are entering a season of overflowing where your cup will run over and you will have more than enough to satisfy your needs and the needs of those I place in your path. Trust the timing of this provision, for it is arriving exactly when your character is ready. Now, my child, let us seal this financial prophecy with an act of faith. If you believe that I am your provider and that your season of lack is coming to an end, do not stay silent. This is a moment of divine agreement. Type "provision is mine" or 888 in the comments below to claim your financial restoration. By doing this, you are telling the spirit of lack that it no longer has a place in your life. You are inviting the windows of heaven to open over your finances. And as you do, remember that this family of believers is here to support you. Press that like button and subscribe if you haven't already, for this is the community where your faith will be fed daily. Do not let the enemy steal this seed of hope. Lock it in with your words and your actions. I am watching over my word to perform it, and I promise you the testimony you will have in 7 days will make your heart leap with wonder. You are being blessed to be a blessing, and the shape of your future is more golden than you ever dared to dream. The heavy lifting is over. The season of receiving has begun. My child, I have heard the echoes of your heart breaking in the hallways of your own home. I have seen the sharp edges of the words that were thrown at you, and the cold, hollow silence that replaced the laughter you once shared with those you loved. You have felt the weight of betrayal, the kind that leaves a physical ache in your chest and a bitterness in your throat. You have wondered why I allowed those you trusted most to turn into strangers, and why those you supported most were the first to walk away when your season grew dark. But hear my promise today, written in the stars and anchored in my word: I will restore to you the years that the locusts have eaten. I am the God of the second chance and the great reconciler. The bridge you thought was burned forever is being rebuilt by my unseen hands, not with the fragile wood of human effort, but with the indestructible steel of my grace. I am turning the hearts of those who misunderstood you, and I am softening the pride of those who walked away in anger. The restoration I am bringing is not just a return to the way things were, but a total transformation of what they shall be. I am weeding out the parasites in your life, those who only loved you for what you could do for them, and I am reviving the connections that were truly ordained by me. I saw you crying over the loss of a relationship that was actually a cage, and I saw you grieving for people who were poisoning your spirit. I am replacing that toxic weight with the lightness of true fellowship. In these coming 7 days, watch as I bring a divine apology your way. Watch as someone who hasn't spoken to you in years suddenly feels a nudge to reach out. I am clearing your name. I am whispering the truth about your heart into the ears of those who were fed lies about you. You will no longer have to defend yourself or fight for a seat at tables where you aren't valued. I am preparing a table for you, and those who once mocked you will watch as I honor you with a love that is pure, steadfast, and holy. This is a season of relationship resurrection. I am breathing life back into marriages that have grown cold, and I am mending the fences between parents and children that have been broken for decades. You have carried the weight of generational trauma, repeating the patterns of those who came before you, but I am declaring that the cycle stops with you. Because you are the chosen one, I am using your healing to heal your entire bloodline. You don't have to carry the burden of fixing everyone. Just focus on your walk with me and watch as I pull the rest of your family into the light of my peace. You and your house are protected by the blood of my Son. You can relax. You can trust me. The people who belong in your future will find their way to you, and those who don't will no longer have the power to disturb your peace. I am surrounding you with a destiny tribe, people who see your light and aren't afraid of it. People who will hold your arms up when you are weary. Before we move into the final revelation of your journey, let us seal this prophecy of restoration. If you are ready for me to heal your heart and mend your broken relationships, Do not let this moment pass in silence. Affirm your faith. Type "I receive restoration" or 1212 in the comments right now. By doing this, you are coming into agreement with the divine order I am bringing to your life. You are releasing the bitterness of the past and making room for the love of the future. If this message is touching a wound you thought would never heal, press the like button and subscribe as a signal to heaven that you are ready for your miracle. I am not just a God who watches from a distance. I am the God who steps into the fire with you to ensure you don't burn. Your lonely nights are coming to an end. The weight of isolation is being traded for the warmth of my family. Trust me, for I am making all things new, and the beauty of your restored life will far outshine the pain of your broken past. My beloved child, the clock of heaven has struck the hour of your transition. I have laid out a 7-day roadmap for you, a divine itinerary that will move you from the weight of your past into the lightness of your future. Do not treat these coming days as ordinary time, for I have sanctified them as a portal for your breakthrough. On the first day, I am dealing with your internal atmosphere. I am sweeping away the cobwebs of anxiety and the dust of old regrets. You will feel a sudden urge to declutter your physical space, and as you do, you will feel a corresponding space opening up in your mind. On the second day, I am targeting your perception. I will give you eyes to see the hidden opportunities that have been right in front of you all along. You will notice a shift in how you view your obstacles. They will no longer look like walls, but like stairs. By the third day, the suddenlies will begin. This is the day of unexpected communication, a phone call, a message, or a chance encounter that carries the seed of your financial or relational restoration. As we move into the fourth day, I am establishing your spiritual authority. This is the day you will find your voice again. You will speak to the mountains in your life, and for the first time in a long time, you will see them tremble. The heaviness in your chest will be replaced by a roar of confidence that comes directly from my spirit. On the fifth day, I am bringing order to your chaos. I am the God of Trinitarian perfection, and I am aligning your priorities so that you no longer feel pulled in 1,000 directions. You will find that you have more time, more energy, and more clarity than you have had in years. The sixth day is the day of divine selection. I am putting your name in the minds of people who have the power to help you. You are being handpicked for a favor that you didn't even apply for. And on the seventh day, my child, you shall enter into my rest. Not a rest of inactivity, but a rest of completion. You will look back at the person you were 7 days prior and realize they are a stranger to the person you have become. I want you to understand that this roadmap is not a suggestion. It is a prophetic decree. However, your participation is required. You must walk the path I have illuminated. Each day, wake up and declare, today is a day of my lifting. Do not dig up the seeds of your miracle by speaking words of lack or doubt. Your words are the steering wheel of your life. If you speak of being tired, you will remain weary. If you speak of being blessed, you will see the blessing manifest. I am watching your mouth during these 7 days. Speak life into your bank account. Speak healing into your joints. Speak peace into your home. The gravity of the world is trying to pull you back to the common, but I am pulling you to the extraordinary. This 7-day cycle is a reset for your soul, a divine recalibration that will set the tone for the rest of your years on this earth. If you are ready to embark on this 7-day journey with me, I need you to commit to it right now. Do not let the distractions of the world pull you away from this sacred roadmap. To signal your readiness to walk through this portal, type day 1 or 777 in the comments below. This is your digital altar, the place where you leave your old heavy self and step into the new light. And as an act of faith, share this message with 3 people who you know are struggling under a heavy load. As you become a vessel for my word to reach others, I will ensure that the flow of my blessing into your life never stops. Press that like button and subscribe to stay connected to this frequency for the next 7 days. This family is your support system, and together we are witnessing the greatest transformation of your life. The roadmap is clear, the destination is certain, and I am walking right beside you. My beloved, as the weight of the past falls away, a new mantle is being placed upon your shoulders. You have spent so much time wondering why you had to endure the crushing pressure, but now I reveal to you the sacred why. You are not just being healed for your own sake. You are being prepared for a mission that requires a heart tempered by fire and a soul that knows the way out of the darkness. I am not just making you wealthy or peaceful. I am making you a lighthouse. There are thousands of souls who are currently drowning in the same sea of despair that you just escaped. They are looking for a sign, a hope, a voice that understands their silent tears. Because you have felt the heaviness and survived the lifting, you now carry the frequency of the deliverer. Your new mission is to be the living proof of my mercy. You are being called to lead others not from a pedestal of perfection, but from the authority of your scars. You may feel unqualified, thinking of your past mistakes or the moments you almost gave up. But I tell you, I do not call the qualified. I qualify the called. Your weakness was the canvas upon which I painted my strength. In this new season, I am giving you a divine compass. You will find yourself drawn to specific people, projects, and places that align with your true purpose. You will no longer labor for bread that does not satisfy, or for a career that drains your spirit. I am aligning your passion with your provision. When you speak, your words will carry a weight of glory that breaks chains off others. When you walk into a room, the atmosphere will shift because you carry the presence of the one who lifted you. This is the weight of responsibility, but it is a weight that gives you wings. You are no longer a victim of your story. You are the author of a new chapter that will inspire generations to come. I am expanding your influence beyond your wildest imagination. The doors I am opening for you in this new mission are not just for your comfort, but for the expansion of my kingdom. You will find yourself standing before kings and decision makers, offering wisdom that only comes from the hidden season of suffering. I am giving you a voice in the marketplace, in the community, and in the digital world. This is why the lifting felt so heavy, because I was training you to carry the dreams of others. You are a bridge builder, a gap stander, and a cycle breaker. Every tear you shed has become a drop of oil for your anointing. Do not be afraid of the magnitude of this calling. I am the one who provides the strength, the words, and the resources. Your only job is to remain yielded to my spirit and to stay in the posture of yes, Lord. This mission is the reason your circle had to shrink. I needed to remove the voices of doubt so you could hear the instructions for your assignment. I am giving you a new strategy for your life, a blueprint for impact that will bring you a satisfaction that money cannot buy. You will see lives changed, families restored, and hope ignited simply because you had the courage to let me lift you. If you are ready to accept this new mission and step into your role as a lighthouse for my glory, do not remain silent. Type "I accept my mission" or 1111 in the comments below. This is your oath of service to the King of Kings. Press the like button and subscribe to join this army of light bearers. You are not just a spectator, you are an essential part of my plan for this hour. The world is waiting for the manifestation of the sons and daughters of God, and today that manifestation begins with you. My precious child, we have walked through the valley of your tears and climbed the steep cliffs of your transformation together. Now stand still and listen to the heartbeat of the one who sustained you. I want to make a solemn vow to you, a covenant signed in the heavens that can never be broken by the hands of man or the schemes of darkness. I vow to you this day I will never put a burden on your shoulders that I have not already given you the strength to carry, but from this moment forward you will not have to carry it alone. I am stepping into the yoke with you. The heavy lifting that exhausted your spirit and wore down your body is over. I am taking the weight of your worries, the pressure of your debts, and the ache of your loneliness onto myself. You were created to reflect my light, not to be a pack animal for the world's sorrows. Today I command you to release the grip you have held on your problems and place them into my scarred and capable hands. I am the Alpha and the Omega, and I have already seen the end of your struggle. It ends in victory. I swear by my own name that I will be your vindicator. For every tongue that rose against you in judgment, I will show the world your true heart. For every person who mocked your faith or laughed at your hidden season, I will make them witness your public promotion. I do not forget the sacrifices you made in the dark. I do not forget the times you chose integrity over easy gain or kindness over revenge. My vow to you is one of total restoration, not just of what you lost, but of what was stolen. I am paying you back with divine interest. I will be your shield in the battle, your shade in the heat, and your constant companion in the silence. You have passed the test of endurance, and now you have earned the right to walk in the ease of my grace. You will no longer have to strive and struggle for every inch of progress. I am making your path straight and your burden light. You only need to fly. I will be the wind beneath your wings. Hear me now, for this is the seal of my promise. I will never leave you nor forsake you. Even when you cannot feel me, I am there. Even when you doubt the roadmap, I am holding the compass. This is my eternal commitment to you, my chosen one. If you are ready to let go of the heavy load and trust in my vow, you must seal this moment with an act of total surrender. Do not carry your old self out of this sanctuary. Leave the victim here and walk out as the victor. I have spoken it, and so shall it be. My word does not return to me void, but it accomplishes exactly what I have sent it to do. Your season of being crushed is officially closed, and your season of being crowned has begun. Now, my beloved, give me your final yes. If you believe that I am carrying the weight for you from this day forward, do not stay silent. This is the moment to lock this prophecy into your destiny. Type "I receive your vow" or 999 in the comments below to seal this covenant. By doing so, you are declaring to the heavens that the old contract with struggle is void and the new contract with grace is active. Press the like button and subscribe as a final signal of your agreement with my divine plan. You are entering a rest that the world cannot understand, for you are resting in the power of my vow. The journey we have taken together in these moments is not just a sequence of words, but a celestial transition of your entire being. As we reach the final seal of this message, I want you to feel the lightness that has already begun to inhabit your spirit. The heavy atmosphere that once choked your hope has been replaced by the fresh, crisp air of a new morning. You are standing at the threshold of a reality where my favor is your constant companion, and my peace is your fortress. This is the moment where the training ends and the reigning begins. You have been refined, purged, and lifted. Now it is time for you to step out into the world and manifest the glory I have deposited within you. Remember, the 7-day roadmap I gave you is active the moment you finish this message. Do not look back at the rubble of your past, for I am making all things new. The version of you that started this video no longer exists. You have been reborn in the fire of my love. This is my final blessing over you. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May I make my face to shine upon you and be gracious to you. May I lift up my countenance upon you and give you peace not as the world gives, but a peace that stands unshakable in every storm. I command the doors of opportunity to fly open before you. I command the spirit of lack to flee from your household forever. I release an anointing of joy that will break every chain of depression and heaviness. From this day forward, you shall be the head and not the tail, the lender and not the borrower. You are my masterpiece, my beloved and my chosen one. Go forth with your head held high, knowing that the Creator of the universe is walking beside you, behind you, and before you. Your testimony is being written even now, and it will be a story of grace that leaves the world in awe. Now it is time to place the final seal upon this prophecy so that it remains locked into your life forever. Do not let the thief of doubt steal what has been sown here today. To confirm that you have received this message in its entirety and that you trust my plan for your life, type Amen, or "It is done" in the comments below. This is your final spiritual signature. This act of faith locks the blessing into your timeline and prevents the enemy from plucking it away. I also invite you to return to this video after the 7 days have passed to share the miracles you have witnessed. Your testimony will be the fuel for someone else's breakthrough, just as mine was for yours today. Do not depart from this family of faith. If you haven't already, press the like button and subscribe to this channel. This is your home, your spiritual anchor, and your daily source of strength. Share this final message with one person who needs a miracle today. Be the hand that reaches out to lift them as I have lifted you. I love you with an everlasting love, and I am with you always, even until the end of the age. Your new life starts now. Go in peace, for the weight is gone and the sky is yours.